Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to the episode of Let's Play Farming Simulator 2019. We are continuing our start from scratch game. This is my second time playing through Farming Simulator 19. So if you've seen my other series, which was done about a year ago, well, thank you for coming back and seeing this one. We've actually got our worker here finishing up weeding this field. Just a side comment, I talked about last episode how hard it was to see the weeds in the field. This crop over here is even harder to see because the weeds look exactly the same as the crop. So I'm very glad I used a worker. It just makes it so much easier, I think. And yeah, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and take this weeder back because I don't remember if I've ever seen it weed and get the weeds grow twice in the same growing cycle or the same set of, crop from seed to end. I think it usually only weeds once. That may not be a hard, fast truth, but I think we're going to be okay. And if we need to, we can always rent this thing again. So we're going to drive this weeder back. We're going to drop it off. And I did a little bit of research on kind of the fertilization and all the other things because I had some documentation that I printed out last time I played the game, and I can't find it. Again, I think I've lost it during the move that we made. But I did some research. You can fertilize the second time. The first time they recommend fertilizing during the time that you seed, which is what I remembered. The second time you fertilize can be any time during the growth cycle. I think personally, I think it's probably a little easier to do it after the first cycle because you still can use the tires, the big tires on that. But if you do it after that, you have to use the narrow tires so that you don't kill your crop. But there's several options, obviously, for fertilizer. We talked about the liquid. We talked about the solid. There's really no big difference. I think the liquid's a little bit more expensive, at least to get the equipment stuff set up, but it can spread a little bit wider. As one of the things they said. Obviously, there's things like the manure and things like that, and silage that you can eventually turn into some sort of a fertilizer. I think is what it said. But the other option is that you can always grow. Is it beetroot? And then just as soon as the beetroot starts to pop up, you can then chop it up and that'll fertilize the soil as well. So supposedly that's actually the cheapest because the seed is cheaper than the fertilizer. And that makes sense. So that's always an option. I don't know if we'll actually do that option necessarily, but it's definitely an option that we could pursue at some point if we choose to. All right, let's get out here and see if we can give this thing back. And return. Doesn't make us any money, but it just saves us from having to spend money. All right, so where are we at on our stuff? We've got our stuff fully weeded. We are ready to fertilize that second field, number 22, a second time. So I think I will go ahead and let's head back over there, pick up our little thing of fertilizer, and go from there. There are other machines that we could have used for fertilizing. By the way, I did kind of look that up as well and just kind of get an understanding of it. There was other... don't want to cross for that car. There's other devices that we could use for fertilizing. This is the only device that you can use to put out lime. So at some point we will have to empty out the fertilizer that we have in there so that we can put some lime in it. But it'll work for fertilizing right now. I think we're going to be just fine. At some point, we probably will get a seeder cultivator fertilizer combo at some point. But that will only help us with the first pass of fertilizing. We'll still need something for the, the second phase. Oh, hello. Almost tried to flip my tractor again. All right. Let's get up here. If I can actually see past the tree. Grab our little fertilizing thingamajigger. Now let's get going. Got plenty of fertilizer left. Plenty. I wonder how easy this is going to be to see with the way the field is up here. Dark green grass, or dark green canola, I guess it is. It does make it pretty hard to see. All right, let's get over here, turn around. I think we'll be able to see all right. Back it up a little bit. I'm pretty far over. I'm wasting a lot of it, but I wanted to make sure we got it. Yeah, I should be able to see this. I'll be able to do this myself. Sometimes I hire the workers, like I said before, for things that I can't see, but this one will be all right. And even I'll even hire workers though at some point once we have a second tractor because, why not? Because we'll have two tractors. Maybe even once we get our harvester, because technically that will be our second tractor. We'll probably rent, like I said, the harvester at some point or for the first set. and kind of go from there. That way we can get a better harvester initially. A little bit bigger, a bigger head on it so that we can get a little more efficient harvesting. I have to remember that this is my field, so I do want to be a perfectionist and make sure I get every inch of it. The other people's fields, obviously, I don't care as much. Since we are going to need a little bit more, we'll just overlap a little extra here. It's going to be fine, just to make sure we get everything. I still can't believe. I think I mentioned it obviously last episode. But I still can't believe we had the growth turned off for so long. Oh, really? That's what I get for trying to hit the LB X button and just hitting the X button. Thankfully, fertilizer is relatively cheap. Oh, did I get that back there? I think I did. Back up just to make sure. All right, fertilizer. I mean, it's not super cheap. Obviously, we're paying $2,000 for 1,000, but it goes pretty far, so it's not terrible. And if you don't fertilize, you don't get quite as much crop at the end. So, in the end, I think it will more than pay for itself, or at least I hope it will. All right, there we go. We are fully fertilized. We will fold up the sprayer. We'll just park it over here by the side of the road. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to just regular A. Now I don't have to push a button. I promise. I will learn the controls one of these days. All right, so we are double fertilized. There does look like there's a couple spots technically. It's fine. It'll be all right. We are double fertilized on both our fields. Both our fields are in the second stage of growth. So actually, I think at this point, we can speed up the game, and then because we really just kind of want to breeze through to harvest time at this point, mostly, we can speed up the game. But also, we may go see if we can get us a contract. What kind of contracts we got? Just transporting, really. All right. Well, then, I mean, we could transport. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like we need to. So we'll just hold off. We'll let this run for a little bit. Great demand at ranch. I haven't checked where we would like to sell some of the stuff. So the ranch does have a pretty good demand on. Oh, what is that second one? Is that second one wheat? I forget which one's which actually. Second one is barley. So there's a great demand of barley, but there's still better price for barley at the central grain elevator. So we probably will still sell there. And then canola is best at the ranch. So the ranch would be the best place for the canola. So that's good to know. Still a bunch of fields. Not quite to the next stage yet. So we'll just kind of wait our time. Anything we can do while we're waiting? You know what? We could go ahead and go grab our harvester and just bring it over. Although we're gonna lease it, so never mind. If we're gonna buy it, yeah, sure. There's no point, no reason not to go get it. Bring it over here. Leasing it though, if we go get it now, it'll it'll just be sitting there taking up time. Wow, those leaves are being really weird. Is that because of the speed up? Yeah, okay. The speed up is making the trees wave kind of in a funny way. I want a contract or something. There we go. Okay. I'm going to slow it back down just a smidge. Uh, just for a second. Do I want to go try and do this one? This was a massive contract, but man, it would be so much money. I mean, the only thing this person's using for it is the same machine we have, and the most they could have is the same spread that we have. So honestly, they're using literally the same equipment we are. I mean, obviously different tractor, but other than that, it's literally the same. You know what? Let's get it done. I kind of regretted the fact that we missed out on it last time. Um, I don't know if we have enough fertilizer for the whole thing. If not, we'll just come back and get some more in a little bit. But I think that's going to be a good contract for us to do. That's the biggie, the big field. I mean, the only difference between this track, the equipment that I'm getting here and the stuff that we could have leased, is that her tractor probably goes a little bit faster. But other than that, I think we're gonna be just fine. Big old field. It's gonna be good. Suppose if we get on that field and we can pass the time quickly again, if it gets to the point where, what am I looking for? Like, where's my path? If it gets to the point where it's time to harvest, then we can always just go get our harvester at that point, let our worker finish off that big old giant field, and kind of go from there. Probably will speed up just a little bit because I think we got time to do this. I say that, although if we don't get it fertilized by a certain point, maybe she might not be happy with us. She might not pay us. Actually, considering it's such a big field, we'll play a little saver. I don't know if the contract gets canceled after you've already started and it's taken too long or not. We will find out. All right, it is 8, which is, yeah, a very big one. Yeah, just making sure I remembered it correctly. I think that's the only one that's like 38 acres or anything like that. Oh, I lost my map. There we go. Here it is. I've done this field before, um, like just those contracts in the last time I played, so it's definitely one we've done. This might not quite reach over there. No, we're good. Barely, but we're good. All right, well, let's actually set the cruise control and just sit back and relax. Let this thing do its thing. Big old field, man. This is such a huge, huge field. Well, what do you guys want to talk about? We're sitting here waiting for this to go. Um, we'll just go kind of make sure we periodically check our fields, check the other things, check anybody else is doing. There's a guy that's got some weeds on his field. Ready to get those taken care of before it keeps growing. I think you have all the way up until the final, like the harvest time, to be able to get the weeds off. So it's probably not a big deal that he's got them on there at the moment. I don't think we're quite getting over to the edge. I think it will still be okay. This is such a massive field. I think the fact that we're not quite on the edge is still okay. I could probably scooch over there though, just to make sure we get it. Still don't think we're getting. Wow, it just looks. It's hard to see because of the grass. Um, maybe my tractor wasn't completely straight. That's possible. I think we'll still be all right, but we'll just scooch it over a little bit. Oh, this thing goes right up against the fence over here. All right, let's deactivate cruise control for a second. We're gonna have to like do like a curve here. Just gonna do a turnaround here. We're gonna fertilize their stuff over there. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go up the width here or the edge here just to give us some turnaround room. Now, obviously, this angle over here on the far side is a little awkward to work with, but it'll be all right. I think the workers sometimes I feel like they've gotten confused on this, or they just kind of yeah. I think this is one where they get confused sometimes on this angle up here because they want to go up and down straight, which means they're going to get smaller and smaller chunks every time. I think we can turn on the cruise control again and get her going. How much did we miss? We'll see here. Why is it not saying fertilized? Huh. Oh well. I mean, this is obviously the right field because otherwise it would tell us that it's not our field. I thought even not our fields would show if it was fertilized or not. Maybe I'm misremembering. We might have enough fertilizer for this. I mean, fertilizer does last a while. There's a train coming. I don't think I've ever messed with the train. Have I used the train before? I actually don't remember if I used it in the last game or not. Because I know you can kind of fill it up at one spot to take it over to another spot to sell, if I remember right. But I actually don't remember if I actually ever actually used it. All right, we'll just finish off this edge here. Might as well. And then we'll continue our back and forth once we get over to the other side. If we can see the fertilized spots. If not, we may have to. Because it is, the grass is a little dark. Like I say, grass, the crop is a little dark. Sorry, I'm being quiet. I'm just kind of at peace, just sitting here peacefully driving a tractor. Although it's not doesn't make for very good YouTube videos. I probably should talk a little bit more. So I apologize. Oh, we're gonna be able to see this just fine. We can see just fine. Sneak up here and we'll get it straightened back up a better. There we go. A little bit of overlap, not hopefully not too much. Yeah. Well, I say we can see fine. We can see fine at first. It's still a little hard to see, but I think we're gonna be okay. I can still see it a little bit. Turn the cruise control back on. Get it going. Go, tractor, go. Yeah, I wish it would show the fertilizer stuff, but it just will not, will it? I know there's a couple other farming games out there now. There's one called, was it Farmer Dynasty or something like that? I was watching some videos for last couple of days. Just kind of get some more kind of content, just kind of see what other people are doing. It's usually fun to see. And plus, that's a part of the reason why I do YouTube is because I like watching YouTube. But it's a pretty interesting game. It's seems to be a little bit more about the life of the farmer than where this one's more like, yes, technically I have a character, but honestly, they could have just as easily just given me a tractor with no physical person that can move around, and it would have kind of done the same thing for the most part. I mean, there's a few things that you can interact with as a character. You can pick up obviously hay, and you can chop down things with your chainsaw, things like that. So the character's not completely, you know, eliminated from the stuff, but it feels more like this is more about the equipment and the kind of the farming side of it as far as let's get big fields and things like that. Whereas the um, the other one is a little bit more. Probably should have turned that up before I turned around. But the other game, the Farmer's Dynasty, seems a little bit more about like just an individual farmer who goes around and makes friends and talks to people, and I think they can eventually get married and all this stuff. And so it's a little bit different take on things, which is interesting. I might try it out sometime, um, but definitely wanted to give this one a go first. Just like games, just peaceful, kind of fun games like this. It's just good to do. So, like I said, I think I mentioned this last episode. I mean, is there anything you guys would like to see, or any type of tractors you'd like me to use, or if there's any mods you'd like me to try at some point? I don't know for sure. I can't promise that I'll do anything specifically, but if you got like something that's pretty good that you would be worth trying out, let me know. There's a new mod I think came out recently called um oh, what was it? Grain harvest, or no, not was it? I actually don't remember the name of it. Seed harvest, something like that. Anyway, I apologize for not remembering the name, but I'll have to look it up later. But it's in the mod, the list. But it's supposedly it's like supposed to let you like take some of the stalk, the straw that you get, or even the hay you can get, and you can turn it into little pellets with these different machines and stuff like that, and sell it. And it's supposed to make some pretty good money. So it'd be kind of a one of those cool add-ons maybe to look into. I think I can still make this turn. I mean, yes, I could probably turn it off, but we're fine. Who doesn't want their stuff double fertilized at the ends? But so yeah, that would might have been a something like that might be interesting because right now I don't think I have any content changes. I think I just got a bunch of the different tractors and things that they've added in throughout the time. I've got a lot of the free ones, and then I got a couple of the paid ones as well. So of course I don't think I'm using any of the tractors that we've paid for, but I'm sure we'll get to them eventually. I think there's actually some John Deere harvesters that got added in that I can't remember if I paid for that one or if that was one of the free ones or not. I actually don't remember. But um, but that's in there. But like I said, I think I'm going to start with the case harvester, but I might eventually do a John Deere harvester as well. All right, let's check our stuff, make sure everything's good. Still good. I mean, we're not going very fast. Once we get a little bit closer to the end, I might speed it back up again. I just wanted to make sure we had time to do this. Again, I don't remember if these contracts time out. I mean, I would imagine they would have to at some point because if the growth is still turned on, the growth of this lady's farm is not going to, this field is not going to stop. So if it grows all the way up to harvest time, I mean, obviously it's too late to do the fertilization. So I would imagine there is a time frame for a lot of these actions. It's not been too bad though. This is a pretty easy to see the fertilization, so that's good. Make a turn here. I might have missed the corner, but I think it's going to be okay. Again, 99% on a field this big is you've got some room for errors. Man, I can't imagine. I mean, how long is it going to be till we get a field like this? What is it? This was like over $1 million for this field. Oof, gonna be a while. Looks like we're getting low on fertilizer, but I think we still got plenty to finish this off. Maybe not much more after that left over, but we'll at least be able to get this one done. And another 20,000 bucks, 28,000 bucks, whatever it was. It's going to be really nice, especially being able to get us, when we have to start leasing that harvester and things like that. Probably buy a trailer because I mean that's just something we're going to always need. But we'll lease the harvester most likely because we just need that at harvest time. I mean, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Again, please feel free to comment below if you've got thoughts or suggestions. But I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive, like getting slightly bigger equipment, getting faster equipment, things that can kind of get things rolling quicker. Obviously, we bought the bigger fields this time than we did the last time I played through the game. I'm really just trying to get things kind of scale up a little bit faster because I mean, as much fun as it was playing the game last time, I just felt like it was kind of going a little bit slow trying to scale everything up. So I'm trying to hopefully make some changes, see if we scale quicker this time around. And who knows, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm making the right ones or not. We'll find out as we go. Find out together. Go, little harvester, go. All right. Well, I've done enough talking as far as like just talking about random things. I'm gonna go ahead and put a pause in the video. We'll come back when I am finishing up this field. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, we are back, and as you can see, well, it's getting really dark right now. We're almost out of fertilizer, but we are at 97% right now, so we're very, very close to finishing up this contract. If you can't tell, I hired a worker. I was like, it got to a point where it was so dark, I was like, I can't see anything, so let me just get a worker to finish off the last little bit here. It's not going to be a problem. We're not paying in that much for it, and we're going to make so much off of this contract that it's going to be just fine. We're at 99% now, so anytime now, we should get the message that says we can turn the contract in. He may have to turn around and do as part of one more pass. Oh, there we go. Nope. Dismiss worker. We are good. So we didn't even have to do that last little bitty stretch. We're going to collect our 28,000 bucks, and there we go. Nice stuff. That is a huge payday. In fact, we go over here. Yesterday we made about 8,000 bucks. Today we made 33,000. That's with buying $13,000 worth of fertilizer. So total cost between new vehicles, leasing, stuff like that was what, $16,000, and we've made $51,000 on contracts. That's a pretty good day of things. So we are getting close to the end. I am actually going to go ahead and speed up back up to 120, get things rolling again. Let's go ahead and get out of here. What I'm trying to say, I want to fold up the fertilizer. There was a contract for field 14 here, which wouldn't take us that long. We're really right next to it. I think we're going to grab it. We have just enough fertilizer. We can definitely do that field. It's just right up here. I don't think I'm going to bother slowing anything down though, because I think we'll be able to just get over here and get it done. I'm probably going to have to hire the worker for it, but bump. But it's going to be all right. We're going to be able to get it knocked out real quick and in a hurry. So we'll get the worker over here and just get this knocked out. Even with paying the worker, we'll still make probably $1,000 off of it. All will be good. Oh, he's going to do it up and down that way, isn't he? He'll get it done. A little bit of waste fertilizer, but I still think we got plenty for this job. So we'll get this thing done. Again, we'll probably pay a couple $100 for the worker, and then we'll make about $1,000, even with the cost of the fertilizer and stuff. Might as well. We were over here. We had a little bit of fertilizer left in the thing. Seemed like a good idea to me. Are we up to the third stage? We are up to the third stage, it looks like, on growth right now. So that's good to see. Any weeds or anything like that we have to worry about? Nothing at the moment. It's still funny that this does not show that it's fertilizing, though we just did it. I guess then plowing is a higher filter, like so to speak. Like it says, okay, you need plowing really bad, so it's not gonna. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Go ahead, worker. So it's not gonna show us the fertilizing in place of that. Same thing for this field 14 here. It looks like. All right. Well, he's gonna do his thing. As we plow over some of these other guys. I'm glad we can't kill their crops. Oh, there's sunflower seeds. Nice. I like that. I don't think I've done sunflowers before, have I? I don't remember. I kind of want to, actually. I like sunflower seeds. I eat a lot of sunflower seeds. Probably really bad for me, but it's my thing. Oh, you know what? I did mention last time, I think it was earlier in this episode, that one of the ways that you can fertilize is by getting, I think I said beetroot. I don't know where I got that from. And turn it under to get fertilizing. It's actually, it's oilseed radish is what you can do. You can plant that, and when it gets its first growth of the heads popping up, you can, I guess, either plow, I guess not plow it under. I guess you'd have to cultivate it under, I think it is. And you can plant, and that will help you fertilize stuff. Oh, fertilize. He finished his task. Are we complete with the contract? No. So we have to do this last little bit ourselves because he just doesn't know what he's doing. Turn on fertilizer. It's probably just this angle right here that we got to go up. He's just having difficulty doing it probably, if I had to guess. I wish I could see what was actually fertilized and what wasn't, but it's hard to see. I can't tell if it's, I think it is. It's really hard to tell. All right, let's see if that got us a little bit closer. What are we missing? I really wish it would tell us what we're missing. I just can't see it. Can I turn on brighter lights? No, that is the brightest it gets. I may have to wait till daytime to see what's missing here. I mean, if we lose the thing, so be it. But if I had to guess, though, if it's anything else, it might be up this middle part. Let's turn this on. Let's turn on cruise control. Let's see if we're getting credit for this. We're not getting credit for it. Really? Okay. Turn that off for a second. Come on. Hit the wrong button. Oh, we got a little bit of credit. We're missing something, and we'll have to wait till it gets morning because I just can't see it. I think it'll be fine. And if we lose this contract, not the end of the world. Ooh, some baling. That'll be interesting. Good $10,000. We don't have any of the equipment for it. We could always just rent it, but there's fertilizing there too, and that's field 2. I think that's the one we did earlier, right? She must have just need the second pass of fertilizer. Yeah, that's that one way up there. She's already got the first one. I'm assuming. If I can get to the right thingamajigger. Oh, it says it needs lime, so it's not gonna let us see it very well. All right, come on, daytime. It should be daytime around 6. Oh, I think I see it right there now. Is that the path that needs fertilized right there to our right? Yes, maybe. It looks like this might be it. I think I can barely see it. Yeah, I think this is it. I think we're getting credit for it now. I can see it. There we go. Now we finished it. Okay, well, good. Glad we got that finished. A little hard to see. And it's really just not a good field for the puns. Not a good field for the worker to do, unfortunately. We're going to collect that. I think we still made something off of it. So we still got the baling. We still got this other fertilizer thing. Let's go ahead and fold this up. If we go do that other fertilizer thing, we will have to buy more fertilizer. So there is that. We are getting daytime now. Let's check our fields real quick before we get too crazy here. We are in the final stage of growth. That is Awesome. So I don't know. Maybe at this point we do go to that other fertilizer. You know what? We're actually at the 30-minute mark. We made a lot of money off this stuff. Let's check our budgets for so far. After all that stuff kind of finished off calculation. So that contract we just finished, we actually counted for today, which makes sense, obviously. So we ended up yesterday 32,000 up. We ended up today 1,400 up. We only paid 13 bucks in wages, so that's not bad at all. We're at 125,000 bucks. Have a loan of 180, so we can almost pay off our loans, but of course we still need some stuff, so we're not going to do that yet. I guess we'll go down this way. And yeah, I don't know. Let's get back to our farm real quick, and then we'll end episode. We'll go get. We're gonna need to get back over there anyway, at some point to kind of do some of the next stuff that we need to do. Probably drop our fertilizer thing off for now. Although it's not like we're gonna need this tractor for anything else right this second, because the next thing we're gonna need to do is harvest. Although we will need to get a trailer, which haven't decided how we're gonna do that. I mean, how big of a trailer can we buy? We can actually go look at that, I suppose. If we're gonna buy the trailer, I suppose we can go look at that part at least. Oh, I'm just sitting there. I was looking away for a second, like literally looked up for a second, and I veered off the road. All right, boys and girls, do not text and drive a tractor at the same time. I wasn't texting, but it felt like that kind of thing. All right, let's get you up the hill. I think I can. And we made it. All right, we'll go ahead and turn you off for a second. Let's go figure out while we're sitting here kind of chilling. Um, oh, we are ready to harvest. Never mind. Slow it back down. All right, I think that's actually an excellent place to stop. We are ready to harvest, so it's time for us to get our harvester. If I remember right, it doesn't matter which stage of the yellow with orangish color that you harvest in. It's just a timer. Like you need to harvest before it gets all the way to the end, because otherwise it would be withered. So we are ready to harvest. Anything else that has going on right now? No, we're fully fertilized, ready to harvest. So we will be buying our harvester next episode, as well as getting a trailer and all that kind of stuff. So I do appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you can join me again next time so we can get our harvest done. Thank you and goodbye.